Morning, folks. I've got an article for you. It's all good news. We got something that is working directly against the whole George Soros money trail of trying to put corrupt judges in all these positions in order to have weak on crime policies. We've got a great donor for the conservative movement. Let me go ahead and get into the story. This is good stuff, folks. I'm glad to see we are doing just what George Soros does, putting our money where our mouth is when it comes time to try to put people in the right positions. Now, this group has already helped get Clarence Thomas, Amy Coney Barrett, and a few other Supreme Court justices in their position, Kavanaugh as well. Now, let me go ahead and read this to you. It says a conservative organization gets $1.6 billion, not million, $billion donated from an electronic manufacturing mogul. And I'll go ahead and read the whole article as long as my phone has enough time on it. My memory's kind of short on this phone. It says the Marble Freedom Trust, a conservative nonprofit group, was given $1.6 billion donated from Barry Syed. Syed is an electronic manufacturing mogul. The Marble Freedom Trust is controlled by Leonard A. Leo, a lawyer and an activist who helped with the Supreme Court nominations of Clarence Thomas, Brett Kavanaugh, and Amy Coney Barrett. That's a good deal. It says, according to the Huffington Post, the Marble Freedom Trust is an influential force in Washington that has worked to transform the nation's judiciary. Leo has been instrumental in the fight to overturn America's access to abortions and limit voting rights across the United States and across the nation. And we know what they mean by limiting voting rights, meaning they're trying to do it the right way. Leo said in his statement that it's a high time for the conservative movement to be among the ranks of George Soros and several other these left-wing philanthropists like Bill Gates that claim to, and Zuckerberg, who claim to be all about trying to help. It says we now have money to go toe-to-toe to fight to defend our Constitution and its ideas. This is one of the largest donations ever given to a political-focused nonprofit. The $1.6 billion obtained by the group is more than 15 times of the most politically active nonprofit organizations spent in 2020. The new conservative nonprofit group scored a $1.6 billion windfall last year via a little-known donor, an extraordinary sum that could be given to Republicans with their cause of huge financial boost ahead of the midterms for years to come. The source of the money was Barry Syed, an electronic manufacturing mogul. The donation is among the largest, if not the largest, single contribution ever made to a politically focused nonprofit. The beneficiary is a new political control group by Leonard Leo, an activist lawyer who has connections with Republican donors and politicians to help engineer a conservative dominance of the Supreme Court and to finance battles over abortion rights, voting rules, and climate change policies. Good job. The windfall will help cement Mr. Leo's status as a kingmaker in conservative big money politics. He also has given conservatives an advantage in a type of difficult-to-trace spending that shapes elections and political fights. It's good news. Robert McGuire, the research director of the leftist Citizens for Responsibility and Ethics in Washington, explained the impact the money will have on issues across the country. Robert McGuire, the research director of Citizens for Responsibility and Ethics in Washington, called the donation stupefying and by far the largest known contribution to dark money political groups. And this is CNN's opinion, of course. Says, I've never seen a group with this much magnitude before, Mr. Woke McGuire says. This is the kind of money that can help these political operatives and their allies to start to move the needle on issues like reshaping the federal judiciary, making it more difficult for us to vote. Sure. A state-by-state campaign to remake election laws. Dang. Shucky darn. I ain't mad at you. Says, and lay the groundwork for undermining future elections. Dang it, we're undermining elections by wanting voter ID. Shame on us. Imagine if all conservative business people started making donations to support conservative activists and organizations. What an impact it would really have on America. That's what I'm talking about, folks. That's what it takes. It takes somebody with the heart, the will, the want, and the money to jump up and say, we can do just what George Soros does. We can put our money where our mouth is, and we can find a way to put people of high moral integrity in the positions to actually decide our constitutional law. This is a great plan. This is a great idea. I'm glad to see the money hit the hands of not all Republicans, but the Republican Party, which is going to help put people in positions, because believe it or not, it's very, very expensive to get a job in politics. I don't care if you're just running for local judge. It is super expensive. Commercials, advertising, billboards, putting yourself out there on social media. All this stuff is money, money, money. So I'm glad to see we got conservative activism actually bringing money to the table to try to keep great judges in position and get more great judges along the way and shore up our elections and all the things that conservatives want. I love it, folks. That's all I got for you. I'm about out of storage on my phone. Cut off at about the 7-minute mark, so I'll just leave it at that. Great news for America. Thank you, Jesus. We got somebody with big bucks funding the Republicans to try to take back our country right before midterms. Doesn't get any better than that, folks. Over and out.